Sister Wives Shock Scandal. Robyn exploit Kody's illness to embezzle his entire fortune. The Untold Story. Hello friends, welcome to the Daily Gossip News Update. I'm Olivia and I hope you're well by God's grace. Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Robyn Brown take advantage of Kody Brown's illness to secretly embezzle his assets. It all began during a period when Kody's health reportedly took a sudden downturn. The once energetic, aggressively talkative patriarch was now weakened, exhausted, and surrounded by stress. Years of family tension, financial strain from Coyote Pass, and the collapse of his marriages had worn him down. According to rumored insiders, this vulnerable period allegedly became the perfect opportunity for Robyn Brown to tighten her grip on Kody's finances, steering every decision, every account, and every property document into her exclusive control. The whispers began when fans started noticing Kody's dramatic absence from key financial discussions on the show. The man who used to micromanage every dollar was suddenly quiet, detached, leaving Robyn to speak in his place. Viewers noticed. Former wives noticed. Even some of the Brown adult children noticed. What they didn't know was that this silence was just the beginning of the most scandalous financial mystery in the family's history. Kody's declining health and Robyn's sudden rise in power. Kody was not just physically sick, he was emotionally drained. The divorces from Christine, Janelle, and Meri had taken a devastating toll. He admitted to losing sleep, losing weight, and losing his sense of identity. But what no one realized was that while Kody drifted deeper into exhaustion, Robyn's influence grew at an alarming speed. For years, viewers had seen her play the role of Kody's emotional support system. She cried when he cried. She defended him when fans criticized him. She encouraged him to cut off family members she believed were disloyal. But behind the scenes, her support allegedly turned into control. Sources claim that during his illness, Robyn stepped in as the decision-maker, managing medical appointments, business accounts, paperwork, and online financial portals. Kody trusted her completely. Through all, she was the only wife left standing by his side. What he didn't realize, according to the allegations, was that this trust opened the door for Robyn to quietly shift access, ownership, and authority into her hands. Former wives later claimed they were suddenly unable to reach Kody about financial issues. Checks stopped arriving. Joint accounts were locked. Property documents were sealed. Robyn dismissed questions with her signature tearful explanations. Kody is too sick to handle stress right now. But in hindsight, that statement became the first red flag. The mysterious financial transfers. Longtime Sister Wives fans know the Brown family's finances were always murky. For wives, 18 kids, multiple households, and the never-ending Coyote Pass dream made it impossible to track where money truly went. But during Kody's illness, irregularities allegedly appeared, irregularities that were later traced back to unexplained withdrawals, property title changes, emergency transfers, new LLC activity, Kody's signatures appearing on documents he reportedly never saw. The most suspicious moment came when one of the adult Brown children reportedly noticed a large transfer to a private account linked only to Robyn. The child confronted their father, only to receive a confused response. "I never approved anything. Ask your mother." But which mother? That answer said everything. Janelle and Meri become suspicious. As Kody continued to decline, Robyn allegedly tightened her hold, locking access to accounts, controlling communication, and positioning herself as the protector. But the former wives weren't fooled. Janelle was the first to notice. Numbers weren't adding up. Property values were shifting. Coyote Pass discussions suddenly excluded her. A man who once obsessed over land equality now acted like he didn't recognize her legal rights. She later confided to a close circle that Robyn was acting like the wife in charge of everything. Meri followed next. Even though Kody had divorced her spiritually years earlier, he always involved her in legacy decisions, until now. Suddenly, her name vanished from paperwork she expected to sign. She reportedly asked production, "Who authorized this? Where is Kody? Why is Robyn answering all his calls?" The show couldn't intervene, but the tension grew. Behind the scenes, both women began to fear the same shocking possibility. Robyn was moving money under their noses. And the worst part? If Kody was too sick to notice, she could get away with everything. A forbidden folder and a terrifying discovery. The rumor that shook the Brown family started with a single folder. A folder Kody supposedly didn't know existed. A folder containing dated wills, emergency powers of attorney, revised ownership records, transfers to Robyn's business entities, clause naming Robyn as sole guardian of key financial decisions. According to one insider, Kody was floored when he saw it. Documents bore his signature, some dated during days he was reportedly bedridden, sedated, or mentally overwhelmed. He allegedly whispered, "Robyn, what did you do?" And that was when the story exploded. Kody's confrontation with Robyn. Kody Brown, once the loudest voice in the family, suddenly found himself whispering in confusion. His energy was limited. His illness had drained him. But when he confronted Robyn about the documents, witnesses say the room froze. Robyn didn't cry. She didn't tremble. She didn't panic. Instead, she allegedly said in her calm, careful tone, "I did what needed to be done, Kody. You were too sick to handle anything. Someone had to protect this family." To outsiders, the sentence sounded nurturing. To Kody, exhausted and betrayed, it sounded like a takeover. He asked her directly, "Why am I seeing transfers I never approved?" Robyn allegedly replied, "Because you weren't in the condition to decide. You were making choices that could have destroyed us." That was the moment Kody realized he no longer had control, financially or emotionally. Robyn had become the gatekeeper of his health, his wealth, and his future. And he hadn't even noticed it happening. The wives unite behind the scenes. Something almost unheard of occurred during this period. Christine, Janelle, and Meri all reached out to one another. These women, often divided by years of emotional conflict, suddenly shared a common fear. Kody's assets were disappearing, and Robyn was the only one with access. Christine's warning. Although Christine was remarried and had moved on, she still cared about the family's long-term well-being. She reportedly told the others, "Robyn knows exactly what she's doing. She always has. Watch the accounts." Janelle's alarm. Janelle, the financially responsible wife, dug deeper. She noticed inconsistencies between Kody's previous statements and new paperwork circulating through the family. She privately questioned Kody's mental clarity during the time the documents were signed. Her biggest concern? Coyote Pass. If Robyn managed to legally attach her own LLCs to the land, she could eventually claim full ownership. Meri's breaking point. Meri had always trusted the process, even when it hurt her. But this felt different. She was reportedly the one who told the others. If Robyn controls all of Kody's assets, then everything we built for 30 years is gone. The wives realized the truth. Robyn wasn't just influencing Kody emotionally. She had seized control financially. And that meant their histories, sacrifices, and children's inheritance were in jeopardy. Production begins investigating. The Sister Wives production team had been filming this shift gradually, but the alleged money transfers caught their attention. Producers noticed. Robyn intercepting phone calls meant for Kody. Kody appearing confused about finances he once memorized. Robyn insisting certain conversations not be filmed. Documents being shielded or tucked away when cameras arrived. Kody deferring to Robyn on everything, even tiny decisions. One producer reportedly said, "Kody wasn't Kody anymore. Robyn was running the entire show." This prompted internal questions. Was Kody's illness worse than fans knew? Was Robyn exploiting the situation? Was there a financial cover-up in progress? Would the wives expose the truth on camera? Tension behind the scenes was so intense that security reportedly had to intervene during one off-camera dispute between Janelle and Robyn. Fans start seeing the clues. As Sister Wives episodes aired, viewers became detectives. They noticed Robyn speaking on Kody's behalf, Kody avoiding legal and financial conversations, Robyn hinting that Kody wasn't well, paperwork scenes where Robyn held the documents, not Kody, her emotional breakdowns whenever money was discussed, Kody's passive expressions during family meetings. Fan forums exploded with theories. Robyn is taking over everything. Kody looks like he's being controlled. Those signatures don't look genuine. Robyn wants total ownership before something happens to Kody. Even casual viewers felt something was off. The dynamic had shifted beyond normal family dysfunction. Felt strategic, calculated, and irreversible. The alleged embezzlement trail. According to whispers from insiders close to the Browns, a quiet audit of Kody's finances eventually revealed multiple accounts redirected into private funds, unexpected withdrawals labeled as medical emergencies, money funneled through newly formed LLCs, properties switched to joint ownership with Robyn only, a new trust listing Robyn as primary decision-maker, digital access to accounts changed to Robyn's personal logins. Pattern was unmistakable. Money was leaving Kody's control and entering Robyn's. Consistently, systematically, silently. No one knew exactly how much had been moved, but rumors suggest hundreds of thousands were unaccounted for. And that was only the beginning. Kody breaks down. I don't know what's mine anymore. Kody Brown, the once booming, confident patriarch who dominated every conversation, reportedly hit one of the lowest points of his life. After reviewing fragments of financial paperwork and hearing concerns from his older children, he confessed something heartbreaking. I don't know what's mine anymore. Those close to the family say Kody was overwhelmed by a terrifying realization. Accounts he thought he controlled no longer recognized his passwords. Property ownerships had been modified without clear explanations. Credit cards connected to family businesses had new primary holders. Bills were being paid from accounts he didn't recognize. Investment portfolios he'd spent years building were now locked for verification. For a man obsessed with control, this was a nightmare. His illness wasn't just physical, it left him mentally foggy. And in that fog, it seems he may have signed documents he never fully understood. Or worse, documents he never signed at all. Kody, sitting alone in his office, reportedly whispered to a crew member, I thought she was helping me. I thought she was protecting me, but now I don't know. This emotional confession marked the point when everyone realized something was seriously wrong. Robyn's defense. I was saving the family. When Robyn discovered her actions were being questioned by Kody and the other wives, she reportedly exploded in a rare moment of fury. According to those present, she yelled, I did everything for this family because no one else would. Where were you when he was sick? Where were you when he needed support? Robyn insisted that Kody was not mentally fit to handle finances. She took over only to prevent financial collapse. The other wives had abandoned the family. Every transfer she made was necessary. She deserved access because she was the only loyal wife left. She then played her most powerful card, tears. Her emotional breakdown turned the confrontation into chaos. But for many, it felt like manipulation, not confession. Christine later told a friend, Robyn always cries when she's caught doing something she shouldn't. Janelle added, if everything was innocent, why was she hiding it? Meri didn't say much, but her silence spoke volumes. The silent witnesses, Brown children, stepped forward. The adult children, especially those from Christine and Janelle, had been watching the situation unfold with increasing concern. Some key observations they made included Robyn blocking their calls when they tried to reach Kody, Kody suddenly not remembering money he promised them, tax documents no longer showing the same financial structure, Robyn insisting she handle all communication with Dad. One child allegedly said, "Dad wasn't acting like Dad. It was like Robyn had taken over his brain." Another was more blunt. "She isolated him." But the most damning comment came from a source close to the eldest children. "We think Dad signed things he had no idea he was signing." Some even suspected that Kody may have been medicated or mentally impaired during key financial decisions, something the wives had whispered about for months. The discovery that changed everything. Everything reached a boiling point when an unexpected revelation came out. A bank notified Janelle of an account closure she never authorized. Confused, she reached out to Kody. He said he had no idea. They both reached out to the bank, only to be told. The request came from the primary household financial manager. The name on the request? Robyn Brown. That one moment flipped the entire investigation on its head. If Robyn could close accounts in Kody's name without his knowledge, it meant she had legal power, financial control, access to signatures, authority Kody never knowingly granted. Janelle immediately informed the other wives. Producers were alerted. Family tensions skyrocketed. Robyn reportedly cried again, insisting she was just trying to streamline things. But the damage was done. Trust was broken. Concerns turned into suspicions. And suspicions turned into a hunt for answers. A legal storm begins to form. When financial experts were asked to quietly review the documents circulating in the family, they noticed several red flags. Signatures inconsistent with Kody's normal style. Irregular timing of document filings. Overlapping ownership structures. Unclear explanations for asset transfers. Robyn listed as sole controller of new trusts. Terms that heavily benefited one wife over the entire family. One expert reportedly said, "If these documents are legitimate, someone had enormous influence over him during his vulnerable state." Another expert added, "If they're not legitimate, this could become a criminal matter." The wives panicked. Production panicked. Even Kody panicked. For the first time in years, the former wives united around Kody, not against him. The scandal was too big to ignore. And the consequences were far from over. Everything in the Brown family changed the moment Kody stumbled upon a hidden fireproof safe in Robyn's private storage room. According to insiders, he wasn't even looking for it. He had opened the storage room to grab old family photos to show a producer, and there it was. A black, heavy-duty safe tucked behind boxes labeled Christmas decorations. Kody later told someone, "I didn't even know she had a safe." Inside, according to sources, were printed bank statements, copies of property deeds, power of attorney documents, trust reassignments, business account logs, and several pages containing Kody's signature. Some of those signatures reportedly did not look like his writing. Kody sat down on the floor, shaking. He whispered, "Why would she hide this from me?" The shock of that moment became the point where even Kody could no longer deny the possibility. Robyn hadn't just been helping. She might have been planning something much, much bigger. The ex-wives demand answers. When word spread about the safe, a secret meeting took place between Christine, Janelle, Meri, and two adult Brown children. They met away from cameras, away from producers, away from Robyn. The mood was tense. Everyone knew this was no longer normal family drama. Christine, always the straight shooter, said, "This isn't caregiving. This is control." Janelle, the financial brain, added, "She's building a financial empire and Kody is the legal doorway." Meri, usually silent in moments of confrontation, finally spoke firmly. We need to know what she has planned. For the first time in years, the three women, once rivals, once emotionally distant, were united by a common fear. Robyn had outmaneuvered all of them. Robyn's counterattack. When Robyn discovered that Kody and the wives had accessed the documents, she launched what insiders described as a full emotional assault. Witnesses say she stormed into the room crying uncontrollably, telling Kody, "You betrayed me. I was protecting you. I've done everything for you because you were falling apart." She accused the other wives of plotting against her, being jealous, wanting Kody's downfall, twisting the truth, abandoning the family in its darkest hour. Her tears flowed. Her voice shook. Her body trembled. To some, this was genuine panic. To others, it was a calculated deflection. But Kody, sick, tired, overwhelmed, felt torn. He loved Robyn. He trusted her. Yet everything he had just seen contradicted her story. According to a crew member, he looked like a man who didn't know who to believe. A bombshell revelation, the legacy transfer plan. The most alarming discovery came from a confidential document labeled Legacy Transfer Plan Emergency Implementation. This plan, allegedly drafted months earlier, outlined a shocking future. Robyn would become primary controller of all Brown assets. All family businesses would fall under her newly created LLC. Coyote Pass ownership would gradually shift in her direction. Kody's rights would be protected as long as he remained incapacitated. The other wives' children would receive symbolic inheritance, not equal shares. Most disturbing was a single line. If Kody Brown becomes permanently unable to make decisions, Robyn Brown shall assume full financial and legal leadership for the family estate. Christine nearly lost it when she read that line. She slammed the document on the table and said, "This is a takeover, not protection." Janelle added, "This looks like she was preparing for Kody not to recover." The implication was chilling. Was Robyn quietly preparing for a future where she ruled the Brown Empire alone? Kody's emotional collapse. Through reviewing the legacy transfer plan, Kody reportedly experienced one of the worst breakdowns in his life. He sobbed, telling Meri, "I trusted her more than anyone. More than any of you. Now I don't know if she loved me or used me." Meri, despite her complicated history with him, comforted him. For the first time, she wasn't his rejected wife. She wasn't his emotional punching bag. She was just a familiar presence who knew the man he used to be. Kody cried, "I think I gave her too much power and now I can't take it back." That moment signaled a shift. Kody Brown, once obsessed with control, now feared he had given the wrong person total authority over his life. And the consequences were unfolding faster than he could handle.